in. You probably think the bold or strong button on your coffee maker adds more coffee flavor. It doesn't add anything. What it actually does is slow the water down, and that one setting is quietly responsible for most of the bitter homemade coffee in America. And manufacturers know almost nobody reads the manual past the power button, so they gave that setting a name that sounds like more, when mechanically it's closer to longer. And longer is exactly the wrong direction if what you're chasing is a smoother cup. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why that button backfires, what's actually controlling your coffee's strength, and the 5-step fix you can use tomorrow morning without buying anything new. Here's the mechanic behind bitterness, and it has almost nothing to do with the beans you bought. Coffee flavor comes from extraction, hot water pulling soluble compounds out of ground coffee. Think of a coffee ground like a tiny sponge packed with different flavors layered at different depths. Water doesn't pull them all out at once, and it doesn't pull them out in a random order. It pulls them out in a sequence. In the first phase of extraction, water pulls out acids and sugars, the compounds that give coffee brightness and sweetness. Then, those come out fast in the first moments of contact. Bitter compounds, things like certain chlorogenic acid degradation products, come out slower later in the extraction window. So a well-balanced cup depends on stopping the process at the right moment. Enough contact time to get the good stuff, not so much that you're also dragging out the bitter stuff. This isn't a vague trust your taste buds idea either. The coffee industry actually has a formal, measurable name for this balance. The Specialty Coffee Association's Golden Cup standard defines it using 2 numbers, extraction yield and brew strength, measured as total dissolved solids, or TDS. The target zone sits between 18% and 22% extraction yield. Under that range, then coffee tastes sour and thin, that's under extraction. Over it, coffee tastes bitter and harsh, that's over extraction. Same beans, same grinder, same water, just too much or too little pulled out. 3 variables control where you land in that range. Grind size, water temperature, and contact time, how long water and grounds are actually touching. Most home brewing guides put ideal brew water at 195 to 205 Fahrenheit. Push past that, or let contact time run long, and you tip into the bitter zone, regardless of how good the beans were, regardless of how much you paid for them, regardless of the roast date on the bag. That last part is worth sitting with for a second. People blame stale beans, cheap beans, the wrong roast, even their water filter, when the actual problem is sitting on the front panel of the machine they use every single day. Now, here's where your coffee maker comes in. Most drip machines have a button labeled bold, strong, or rich. And here's the mechanic, confirmed across manufacturer documentation for machines like Cuisinart, Braun, and Ninja. That button typically does not add more coffee, and it usually doesn't raise the water temperature either. What it does, in the large majority of drip machines, is slow the flow rate of water through the grounds, stretching contact time to pull more compounds out. On some models, it does this by reducing the pump's output speed. On others, it works through a brief pre-infusion pause before the main brew cycle. Different engineering, same underlying goal, more time in contact with the grounds. That's the exact mechanism that pushes a brew past the balanced extraction zone and into bitterness, especially with a medium or dark roast, which already extracts bitter compounds faster than a light roast because the roasting process itself breaks down the bean structure and makes those compounds easier to pull out. So here's the trap, step by step. So someone tastes their coffee and finds it weak. They hit bold, expecting more coffee flavor. What they actually get is a longer, harsher extraction of the exact same amount of coffee. The weak problem doesn't go away, it just gets buried under a new bitter problem. Now, the coffee is both under-extracted in body and over-extracted in the bitter compounds at the same time. That's the worst of both. The fix isn't a setting on the machine at all. It's a completely legitimate, fully intended feature of every drip machine that almost nobody uses correctly. The fill line and the scoop, the actual lever for coffee strength, was never the bold button. It's the coffee to water ratio you set before you press brew. Here's how to apply this the next time you brew. Step 1. Turn the bold or strong setting off, or leave it on the standard, regular setting. Then, you're removing the variable that's dragging out contact time before you touch anything else. Step 2. Control strength with the ratio instead. The Specialty Coffee Association's reference point is about 55 grams of coffee per liter of water, roughly a 1 to 18 ratio of coffee to water by weight. For a standard 12-cup carafe, that lands around 100 to 110 grams of coffee for a full pot. And if a kitchen scale feels like overkill, a heaping tablespoon per 6 ounces of water is the commonly used approximation, but weighing is more consistent. Since a scoop's actual weight can shift a lot depending on grind and how packed it is, step 3. If you want it stronger, add more coffee grounds at that same water volume. Don't extend the brew time. That keeps you inside the balanced extraction window while raising the strength. This is the single biggest mindset shift here. Strength and bitterness are not the same dial. You can have a strong cup that isn't bitter and a weak cup that still is. Step 4. Check your grind size. Drip machines are built for a medium grind, noticeably coarser than espresso, and closer in texture to coarse sand than to powder. A grind that's too fine slows water down on its own, which stacks on top of an already slow bold setting and pushes bitterness even further. If you're using pre-ground coffee, check the bag. It should say drip or automatic drip, not espresso or fine. Step 5, clean the machine. Coffee oils that build up in the basket and mineral scale in the heating element can both independently make coffee taste bitter or off, separate from the extraction issue entirely. A monthly vinegar and water cleaning cycle, per most manufacturer manuals, addresses both. Skip this step and you can nail every other variable perfectly and still taste bitterness that has nothing to do with extraction at all. None of this requires bypassing anything, hacking the machine, or voiding a warranty. It's the manufacturer's own intended controls, just used in the order that actually controls flavor. One more thing worth knowing. This same logic, ratio controls strength, contact time controls bitterness, is exactly what's behind pour over and French press brewing too. Once you understand it on a $30 drip machine, it transfers to pretty much any brew method you ever pick up. Let's recap the whole shift in thinking then, because it's a small mental model that fixes a problem a lot of people assume is unfixable. Bitterness isn't a bean's problem first, it's an extraction time problem. The bold button feels like the obvious lever because it's labeled like one, but it's actually working against you by stretching contact time past the point where good flavor turns into harsh flavor. The real lever sits somewhere less exciting, the scale, the scoop, and the fill line. So tomorrow morning, standard setting, real ratio, medium grind, clean machine. That's the whole fix. The button labeled stronger wasn't lying to you. It just wasn't built to do what the name implies. And understanding the actual mechanism behind a setting is worth more than trusting the label on the button. If you found this useful, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.